Alright y'all, welcome back to the channel and to some more turkey patterning. And we've got another new shell out here today that I'm definitely excited to see how well it does. Because I've both seen and heard a whole lot of other people say that these do pretty well. So I'm thinking we should see a pretty good looking pattern today, all things considered. So for the shell I've got out here today, I picked up some of the Burgess Creek ammo. These are some 410 3-inch 7/8 ounce of number 9 TSS shot. So we've definitely got a shell that should give us a pretty good looking result from today's setup anyway. And speaking of that setup, I've brought out the Mossberg 500 410 turkey here with the Indian Creek 385 constriction turkey choke, which has done very well for us with a number of different shells. So we should see a pretty decent looking result here today, I'm thinking anyway. So as for our test today, everything is going to be the same as usual. I have the turkey target set up at 40 yards. I also have the chronograph, so we'll be able to get our velocity, especially since there's not one posted on that box. So let's get you guys set up with a view of the target. We'll take our shot, look at our chrono, and then go down and see how they actually perform. I have some decently high hopes for this setup, or at least for the initial test of these Burgess Creek shells. So let's head over here and shoot it and see what this combo can give us. Okay, so that shell gave us 1073 through the chronograph. That's right about where I would expect it to be, is right around the 1100 mark, give or take a little bit. So I definitely think we're looking pretty decent as far as velocity goes up here, but how did it actually perform down at 40 yards? Let's go take a look and see. Alright, so now we're down here at our 40-yard paper, and this is what we got. Now, yes, we do have a dead turkey. There are 2 or 3 through the brain there, and 1 or 2 more that just clipped the spine down a little bit lower. But as you can very clearly see, this is awful looking. There's no other way to put it. I mean, that is just beyond terrible. Even for 410, it's not even close to what I'd call a turkey pattern. It's just all over the map. There's no core area to it at all. In fact, there's almost more shot to the left and to the right of where the core area would be than where we would actually want it to be centered up there. That's terrible looking. It's all over the paper. I definitely would have expected quite a bit better than that out of this combo, I'd say. I mean, I've seen and heard a lot of good things about the Burgess Creek shells, and I know just from testing that Indian Creek does pretty well with everything we've put through it so far. So I don't know on this one. It clearly did not work out for us at all. Now, I don't want to immediately write these Burgess Creek shells off because that's the first choke we've tried them through, but it ain't looking like we're off to too good of a start here, I'd say, for sure. I mean, for a reference point, that paper is 36 inches wide, and we have pellets from one side all the way over to the other, and from top to bottom as well. So that just is not even close to a decent turkey pattern. Definitely not a combo that I'd want to take out hunting, that's for sure. The whole pattern is like just one big flyer. This looks like what you would get from like a fixed modified choke barrel or something like that. So that's definitely very disappointing for these shells so far. But I think we need to test them through some other chokes and stuff and see what they do, because it could just be this specific combo as well. I don't know, but man, that is nothing short of a very disappointing start for these shells, I'd say. Okay, and here's the wad out of that shell, and as you can see, it didn't really open up too evenly. These 3 petals are all pretty well the same, but this one is clearly folded quite far back here. So that might have something to do with the pattern we saw, but it doesn't really look like the tip of this petal caught anything on the inside of the choke or anything like that. So I don't know. I mean, there's nothing stuck down in there. There's no holes or tears or anything in the wad. It doesn't look terrible other than this one petal that clearly opened farther than the rest. So I don't know on this one. Even though it's a little bit uneven, it doesn't immediately strike me as a super big problem necessarily. Maybe that played into it. Maybe it just didn't work well with that Indian Creek choke. I don't know. But I definitely think we need to test it through some other chokes to see if something similar happens or not, I'd say. All right, y'all. Well, what did you think about that pattern right there? Definitely not good looking. There's no other way to put it. I was definitely expecting quite a bit better than that, at least, from those Burgess Creek shells and that Indian Creek choke. But who knows, maybe that combo just doesn't work well together for whatever reason. I don't want to write these shells off yet. We'll do some more testing with them and see if this is a consistent thing or not. But this is definitely nothing short of a disappointment, that's for sure. Not at all even close to a turkey setup that I'd want to take out hunting. But as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Is that about what you expected to see, or were you definitely hoping for a little bit better like I was? And if you tried any of these Burgess Creek 9s, or have tried them through an Indian Creek choke like that, what kind of results have you gotten? And is this something that you've seen as well? Let me know all that down in the comments. But with that being said, I've got some more testing to get done for you guys, so I'm going to get back to it. As always, we have the channel Instagram as well as the mailbox where you can send stuff if you'd like. All that information will be in the description if you're interested, but I'm going to get back to it. So I'll see y'all in the next one.